Okay, guys, and I just scooted the camera down so we can see all this. So we're gonna, we've already looked at a lot of the cards in the unboxing of the Crusader of the Realm, so we might just machine gun through a few of those just to refresh your memory so you can see what you get. Real quick, let's just go to the back here. You, of course, for the solo Crusader mode, the brand new mercenary camp where you can hire up to 2 mercenaries. A lot of people I know are loving the solo Crusader mode. You can play with just 1 hero in your fetch hound Albus, but you can hire up to 2 mercenaries. And a tip of the hat to one of my favorite games, Diablo 2. I am a Diablo 2 junkie, and yes, I am waiting for Diablo 4 to drop on, what is it, June 6th, and I will be playing that for 3 days straight. So I'll be in my room playing Diablo 4 when it comes out. Really loving what I'm seeing in that. But anyway, so you get that. Real quick, this is the battle board for the Avalon Adventure board game. So there's a dungeon side and then an outdoor side, because you're going to have little battles and you're going to put your miniatures on this. So it's just kind of cool, thematic to see the battles taking place when you're rolling the dice, so that you get that. We already went over Tower Attack. Of course, the big map of Avalon is in the back. You get that. Real quick, we looked at this before. Encounters. You get, was it 89 encounter cards, all unique, and they all have unique arts. And it would have been epically lame not to just have that. I wanted to give people a visual to get them immersed with everything in the game. There's environments, challenges like here. You can select a hero. There's events, and then interlude cards. Interludes are just free turns where nothing happens. It's meant to throttle the deck, but you create a deck of 40. The encounter deck is made out of 40 out of the 89, so you'll always see something different. You'll never see the same encounter deck. So just going through there's just all kinds of different encounters. I don't want to give any spoilers. That's a crazy one right there. So encounter deck, 89 unique encounters in the game. And then whoops, I have to fix that. I'm going to set this over here. Traps. There is 17 unique trap cards. I definitely want to keep these a surprise for you, but you can see Dean Spencer, an artist from the UK. I worked with him on this. This is called line art. And the trap system is very fun, very deadly. So you get some of that art. I don't want to give you any spoilers here, but I love creating the traps for the game. This actually was Dean's. He told me he was watching, this is years ago, he was watching Raiders of the Lost Ark with his boys. And that the very first one, when Indy is, trying to get that idol and all those arrows shoot out. So Dean kind of was an inspiration that he thought that was cool, and we created that together. Dean, you're awesome. Again, just want to give you too much here, but that's a really crazy one. The Mirror of Self-Worth, Lair of the Shadow Dweller. So don't want to give you too many spoilers. So trap card. Whoops, trap cards. And we looked at these before. For the Avalon Adventure board game, I wrote 259 unique battles, situations, events, encounters. So you're going to use these with the Avalon Adventure board game. Double-sided, of course. This is where I did a lot of lore and world building to draw people into it. It's a choose-your-own adventure, and you'll never see the same game twice. It's always randomized. I love unlimited replayability. And so the Avalon Adventure board game is just that. Picture the 80s Dungeon Quest with the fighting fantasy books from the 80s. That was kind of my inspiration in creating the Avalon Adventure board game, and of course putting my own twist on it. So I recommend people starting out with this, and if your heroes make it through the land of Avalon, you import them into Dungeon Crusade. Any gold they find, any loot, any potions, they can carry over into Dungeon Crusade. Okay, there's that. We looked at, actually I forgot to show you that. Bravely has a little hero card. I think it's double-sided. Yep. keep track of his health. And in that death trap dungeon, you can find a magic sword. You just put a little red marker on it, and that gives him a +1 to all battles. So you get that. We already looked at the heroes versus monster cards. We looked at all the special abilities. 193 pieces of unique loot, 9 different rarities, and the very dreaded and deadly and OP'd underworld artifacts are in here. And actually there's one right there, Axe of the Black Angel. It can do 6 damage, and you can add +8 to those Chaos Warfare rolls. The unique thing about these are, very controversial weapon, you have to feed these life force XP to charge them up, but you have to make a fate roll. So you notice the 13, you have to roll, and if you hit one of those numbers, 13 or higher, your hero's soul is consumed and they're dead. But of course they can be resurrected. So tons and tons and tons and tons of unique loot in Dungeon Crusade. I'm trying not to drop this loot deck. So there's that. There's the loot deck. I think we looked at these before real quick. Mining. There's mining and crafting in Dungeon Crusade, and I made a little degrading system. You use a white card clip, so there's a chance every time a hero mines that it could degrade. If it goes down to here, you have to have the blacksmith resharpen it. Blessing deck, we did look at this before also. There's angels in the game. There's also despair. Freddie Lopez, again, amazing artist. You can buy a blessing at the temple in the village, but you don't reveal your blessing until you're in the dungeon, and then you can reveal it. So right here, say we bought that, it's the Angel of Vengeance, and she'll give you some special power to that one hero. But the art is just, I don't mean to give you spoilers, but the art is just amazing. I told Freddie, females, lightly armored, wings, stained glass and back, and we rolled with it. He did an absolute awesome job with them. Angel of Luck, can add those to all those stats there, a bonus. So lots of angels, but then yes, you can have despair. And they gave me a chance to write some very sad lines for you if you get despair. So there's the blessing deck. I don't want to go through this a lot because this is the treasure chest deck. 30 unique things. This is the ultimate in risk and reward. You can find real powerful things, you can find some very bad things, or just an empty chest, tons of gold, a little bit of gold, and I want to kind of keep these a secret, but give you a little teaser. Here's one where you find 400 gold. Maybe you'll find a chest full of healing potions. But maybe you'll find an Eidolon chest. Oh, there you go. You don't want to fight it in an Eidolon chest. Maybe there's going to be an explosion. And the one that everyone hates, I love it. You don't want Menora's Gift. Hopefully that comes into thing. This is probably one of the worst ones. Oh wait, no, there's a swinging pendulum, but this is a very bad one, Menora's Gift. So look out for the treasure chest deck, the ultimate in risk and reward. Okay, next up, there is 2 sets of player aid cards. I know we looked at these before, just real quick. Goes through the 5 phases that comprise a turn, plus some info right there about the 6 warfare types and the attributes on a hero's card. And then furthermore, this goes into a hero's actions, because Dungeon Crusade is an open world dungeon crawl board game. So this lists real nicely everything you can do that costs an action and things that don't cost in action. Okay, and boy, I can't say enough about this. Such a small thing, but those of you who have played the game will vouch for how nice is the scalable difficulty reference card for the game. This is new. This really balanced the game for your level 1 and level 2 heroes. So you're going to use this on the trap system, the trapped treasure chest, and in the encounter deck with the challenges and the events. And basically, there's going to be a value where you have to roll a d20. Your level 1 heroes can now deduct 6 from that value printed on those cards. Level 2 heroes can deduct 3 from that value printed on a card. And level 3 heroes just use the value that's on the card, for the d20 roll. Such a small thing, but this was just a great little addition to the game that balanced it greatly. Okay. Remember we looked at the Castle Blackwood and Cavern of Lost Souls, the double dungeon expansion pack. Of course, you get that in the Slayer of the Realm edition, and you get 30 unique quests with this. Actually, this one is with us. Oh, I have them up there. I'll have to get those. They're like kind of right there. But you get 30 with Dungeon Crusade, Avalon Adventure board game, the Crusade of the Realm edition, and then you get the other 60 that's kind of like right there. So 60 quests in total for that. And the mining deck, real quick, you're going to have 4 mining sites every game. There's actually 8, but they're always randomized. There's 4 fake mining sites and the 4 real ones. So you'll find precious stones that you need to create your power gems that plug into sockets of weapons. It'd be great if I could find one to show you real quick. Actually, here's one right here. So there's a socket right there. Notice that? So this is where the game can really get customizable, and you can create your the hero that you want to play. But there's Moonstone and Zoltanite. Those are your main components. And then there's the 6 precious stones, which pretty much follow the warfare types: Ruby Stone, Iolite, Jade, so on and so forth. So when you mine, you take these to the blacksmith, and you get to go through the recipe deck for power gems. And very, very simple system. Like it tells you right here, so you'll need 1 Moonstone to create this Amethyst prowess gem, 1 Moonstone, 1 Zoltanite, and 1 piece of Amethyst. And then you create the Amethyst prowess gem. That will give you a +2 to mythical warfare rolls. And then you kind of slide this underneath. I'll show you real quick. It's double-sided because someone may want to use it on this side. But so picture this goes in there. So that gem is in that socket. So now your Fable Dagger, you can even boost it more. So you can add, what is that, +1? Yeah, so +1 to mythical warfare rolls, but we just boosted this up. So now it will add +2, so +3. But you could put a Ruby Stone prowess gem in there, which will give you +3 to physical warfare. A Obsidian prowess gem that will give you a +2 to chaos warfare rolls, so on and so forth. So you can see how you can really customize weapons in the game. So that's a little bit about that. But there's also many, many different types of recipes or power gems that you can create that go actually into armor. There's stuff that will enhance your hero's attributes. The Gem of Finesse will give you more attempts for lockpicking, so on and so forth. So just another aspect of Dungeon Crusade, mining and crafting and creating power gems. So we looked at this before. There's secret rooms. Every game there's randomized secret rooms. You could find a desolate chamber, or you could find a treasure chamber. So I'll find a real good one for you. Look there's the heroes have found a treasure chamber, and it contains 1,000 gold. Plus there's some other special things I don't want to spoil for you. Okay? And we looked at these before. When your heroes go back to the village for Celebration Day, this is when they turn in their quest. The villagers will give them a Celebration Day gift, 1 gift. But like we looked at before, I definitely want to keep these a surprise. Like they could give each hero a loaf of harvest bread, and there's little tokens for this, and each hero will get one, and this will restore 2 health and 2 essence to each hero. They could give them an epic piece of gear. There's many different things that the villagers will give your heroes. So no spoilers though. So Celebration Day gifts. In Dungeon Crusade, your heroes can get afflictions in the game. There's 12 different types of afflictions. And again, notice it kind of follows those warfare types. So your heroes could have a bleeding condition, and there's 1st and 2nd degree. So if your hero gets a physical affliction, it's bleeding, they're going to lose 1 health at the upkeep phase, at the start of a turn. You're going to notice very easy stuff, guys. The game is girthy. There's nothing complex about it. These are very easy game mechanics. But the fun is using strategy, tactics, and planning while you're playing. If your hero would get another physical affliction, you're going to flip it over. Not only do they have a bleeding condition, they have a 2nd degree, a broken bone. All of the 2nd degrees, notice here, that you're unable to roll the D6 warfare die. Remember those colored dice? When you battle in Dungeon Crusade, you're going to roll a D12 and D6 of that color of whatever warfare type it is. So if they have a 2nd degree affliction, they're not going to use the D6. And if you think about it, it makes sense. They're kind of hampered, they're injured because of that affliction. But there's all different kinds of afflictions, raging, and there is. It can be poisons. How do you cure afflictions? There's little vials of elixir that the bazaar sells. You quaff one down, or your hero quaffs one down, cures them of all afflictions. Okay, so there's those. And then as we close, I think make sure we got everything. There's a lot to go over. Like we looked at before, tavern tasks. These are random quests. You don't have to, they're like side quests. You don't have to complete these, but these will net your heroes maybe a special weapon, gold, extra life force. Life force is XP. And then there's the new one that I created for the game, inspired from Daniel from the Dungeon Dive. He said that there should be an incentive to spring traps in the dungeon. So I got to work. Daniel, thank you for that. I'm going to be working with him on some game stuff coming up. The Trouble with Traps. So this is new. That's Captain Briggs of the Avalon Valiant Army. All these people, they're all like characters from the story I wrote. So they will give you these tavern tasks. Okay? So now you have 7 tavern tasks. You randomly at the start of the game just pull one, say we got that, and it's Captain Briggs, a ring for Eliza. And this is one you're going to have to find some of those precious gems from mining. So here are the tavern tests. Okay guys, I think we're going to wind down here. What we're going to do now real quick, let's talk about all of these different monster decks, the normal, expert, heroic. I'm going to show you the 2 game variants that you can use with these, and then we'll do our wrap up as we always do. So give me a second and I'll be right back. Okay, in our last section here to wrap up the Slayer of the Realm edition are the monster difficulty decks. And I pulled the rulebook, the Revised Crusader's Handbook out to show you a few things. But like I said, this column here is normal difficulty monsters. There's minions, champions. Well, level 1, 2, and 3 for minions. Levels 1, 2, 3, and 4 for champions. And for guardians, the big bosses of the dungeon are level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. Guardians level up throughout the game and are very tough. So, like I said, here's normal, expert, and heroic. We're going to go over the heroic one so I can show you a little bit about that. But like I said, here, this should be the Blackwood Prowler. So normal difficulty has a white glow, 1 skull. Then expert difficulty monsters. Notice there's a green glow, 2 skulls. That's how you can identify them. Warfare values go up, more health. Their special abilities have a better chance of activating, so on and so forth. So they're tougher monsters. And finally, heroic is has the blue glow and 3 skulls, and very, very tough. Okay, so before I show you, we go through, give you a little taste of all the different kinds of monsters, because there's a ton of them, I want to show you in the back of our revised Crusaders Handbook, to the page here, that I added a bunch of variants at the end. So there's, you know, as some people know, there's just, this game is probably one of the most customizable games around. You can do anything with Dungeon Crusade. But I want to point your attention right here. Additional difficulty monster decks. There's 2 variants as of right now. Random difficulty monster spawn. This is when you're going to mix all of the monster decks together, you know, the appropriate ones, like the level 1 minions, level 2, so on and so forth. And so as they spawn into the dungeon, or when you enter a chamber, remember, champion monsters reside in chambers of the dungeon and are usually safeguarding quest items. With this system here, you don't know what your heroes will encounter. They could encounter an expert difficulty monster, or heroic, or normal. And remember, like with champions and minions, there's elite and normal versions of those. And the other one is kind of like a variant too, is like progressive. So what happens is you start with normal difficulty monsters. So let's say we were looking at, let's move you right over here. With the progressive one, you know, you start with normal difficulty. So say you kill the Blackwood Prowler with the red gem, okay? You would take that out, put it back in the game box, but now you would introduce into the deck the expert version. Say your heroes kill that. And then finally, you would introduce the last one, the heroic version. So you see it, they kind of level up or get more deadly as you kill them. And like I said, I had a legendary difficulty and the name was going to glow orange. And I held back on that. I just said, well, let's see how everyone takes to expert and heroic. And, you know, I've been working on a huge expansion in the future. So maybe we'll introduce a legendary difficulty. So we have all 4. Okay, so just wanted to point that out. And there's some other fun variants to try with other things in the game here on this back page. So real quick as we close out, I think we went over these before, but real quick, these are right here, your level 1, level 2, level 3 champions. You're going to notice in all of them, see the colored gems here? Now we'll try to find a set. Here you go. Okay, so there's 10 unique minions, and there's 3 within each set. So for example, here is the Shadow Servant. Notice there's a blue, green, and red. Okay, and notice the stars here, Silver Star, and this will follow champion monsters, so keep that in mind. So this is a normal version, and that gave me a chance to write the origin stories of all the monsters and creatures. When you encounter a normal, they don't have special abilities. However, the green and red, and these associate with those colored bases. That way you can keep track of their health, you know, with their monster cards. So that there's a big bag of plastic tokens back there, or bases. Hold on, I'll show you. So you know that you get a ton of them. Purple ones are for guardians, clear ones are for heroes. You're going to notice there's some yellow ones. Those are for the keys in the game, the golden key, and of course the other colors of the key. But with these monster cards, notice there's like a red, green, and blue plastic base. Same like right here. Bring that back. So just so you know, I don't know if people knew that, so just like that. So you'd associate that with the colored base. So that's, you can see, so 3 minions per group, 10 unique minions. So as of right now, there's 30 minions, so to speak, in each level. Level 1, level 2, and level 3. But as you know, Freddie Lopez, the incredible artist, and me are working on new monsters, are going to be for the huge expansion. I would like to double or triple the monsters in the game now. So you never know what's going to spawn into the dungeon. So I assure you, my fellow Crusaders, tons of more monsters are coming to the game. So those are minions. Champion monsters, as we scoot down here. Remember, these reside in the chambers, but what we're going to find is they always change. These are dual monster chambers. Like I said in the other video, you get 2 per deck. I recommend taking these out for your first few games, because this means that not 1 but 2 champion monsters dwell within a chamber. They're very tough. But what you're going to notice is, and remember there's the elites. Let's see if we can find a set here. Yeah, like here, the Tenderfoot Warlock. There's the elite version, there's the normal version. So, but what I was going to say was, you're going to notice that as you go through here, as you go deeper, so to speak, in the dungeon, or as you level up and you get into those tougher quest tables, you're not going to see the same monsters. Meaning, so those are like level 1. So when you go to level 2, there are brand new monsters that you'll encounter. You won't see those same ones. And notice these dual monster chamber cards with the skulls get more evil as they go up. So you can see there's new monsters to encounter as you're leveling up. Okay. Same with level 3. This is when they start getting really nasty. There you go. There's that dual monster chamber skull right there, getting more evil, wicked. And there you go. Freddy Lopez, amazing artist. I worked with him on this, and just, that's some crazy eyes right there. Look at that. He's all these artists are just amazing. Black Hand Defiler, part of the Black Hand Army, another faction in the game. Elder Priest, Fallen King, Father of the Faith, right there, part of the Faith faction in the game. And then finally, it's really deadly when you get to the level 4 champion monsters. So there's like Death Knights in here, Ancient Horrors, Enraged Trolls, Ogre Chieftain, Queen of the Black Hand, part of the Black Hand Army. So we have Beast of the Faith, part of the Faith religious group. Crypt Fiend, there's that Death Knight. So there you go, always unique monsters in the champion monster deck. And finally, our guardians in the game. There's 8 right now. I actually created 12, but I chose 8 for the game. So maybe in the expansion, we'll see the other 12. Level 1, they just have their origin stories. There's Lord Blackhand, leader of the Blackhand Army, the toughest monster in the game, Magnus, Nefarian, Razorfang, Red Widow, a very cool story about her I wrote. I think you'll enjoy that. Banevik, Dreadthorn, the Undead Dragon, Horus, and then back to Lord Blackhand. So level 1 just has origin stories. They don't have any special abilities, but when you get to level 2, 3, and 4, and let me just grab a stack here. And here they are here. Notice there's a green there. They start having special abilities, like on attack or on defense, depending on what the situation is. And like I said in the other video, I wrote created special abilities for each level, so I wasn't like lame and used the same special ability when they hit level 3. New special abilities that are even more deadly than their previous level. So there's level 3, or 2 rather. And here's level 3, as you can see, different special abilities. But what's unique is, when you get to quest table 3, here's the level 4 Guardian deck. I don't think a lot of people know this, but when you create this deck here, you mix these all together and shuffle them, and you draw from the bottom. So you can imagine it's kind of the end game. You don't know if it's going to be a level 3 Guardian or a level 4. So be prepared, my fellow Crusaders. So there you go, guys. That is all the monsters. Like I said, it follows the same suit, but with those different difficulties. As I exhale, I think that was everything for the Slayer of the Realm edition of the game. And really, I hope that you enjoyed this, guys. So let me tidy up a few things here. I'm going to pull the camera back and tell you what's kind of going on. So just give me a brief second. Okay, guys, we made it to the end of the unboxing of the Slayer of the Realm edition, of course, and the Crusader of the Realm edition, and the Crusader upgrade pack. Thank you, guys. You know I love hanging out with you. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of this. Let's do one more scan over as I'm talking about everything. There's our Avalon Adventure board game, the punch board. So like I said, I'm going to be back with a new type of video. Have you ever seen those videos on YouTube called shorts? They're only like 2 minutes long or less. When we're all done, of course, after I'm working with Kyra and her team at the manufacturers, I like to come back and try doing those videos, but only 2 minutes, and just touching on each unique aspect of the game. I've never done that before. As you know, my videos are long. So, but I think it would be cool to do like very quick videos about the combat system, the patrol route system, Albus, the blessings, you know, just real quick. Someone would come in for a minute, minute and a half, and learn very quickly about all the different features in the game. So that's, I think, what I'm going to be going for videos. So very short. I think they're called, aren't they called shorts or reels? I think Facebook calls them reels. I can't remember, but you know what I mean. But like I said, from here on out, I'll be working with Kyra and her team. There's only a few issues. We're going to finish our review here, and that's it. And I'm waiting to hear back from them when we'll be on the schedule for mass production. But it's coming up, I'm going to say, in the month of May now. And Jeff, our amazing fulfillment, our shipping manager, he's such a great guy. He will be with us, and this game will be shipping out over the summer. So you're going to have this game very, very quick. Like I said, Pledge Manager will be open for late pledging, but when they give us the news, the manufacturer said, hey, we have to go to print, I'll give you the best fair warning I can, we can, and then we'll have to close the Pledge Manager down. Okay? And then stay tuned for a special edition of the Kickstarter update I'll be dispatching, so we can let everyone see, you know, the production copies, the unboxing, so they can see everything. I think that's it for now. Okay, guys, again, thank you for your time, your interest, your excitement, and your friendship, most of all, and your support. And I will be talking to you again very soon. Of course, I'll be keeping you in the loop for everything going on. I'll make a quick video, or I'll throw it in the community tab so you know everything that's going on with the game as we hit mass production. All right, everyone, I hope you have a great day, a great week, a great weekend. Stay safe and happy gaming, and I'll be talking to you soon as we get into mass production. All right, I'll have a great day and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.